It's me, Amanda, again on the Your Take Show, your nutritionist, but also your host for this show. Today on the show, let's take a look at our food throne first. On the food throne today, we're going to have yogurt. Simple, nice, exciting, something that everyone can eat, whether you're young, old, middle age. If you're sick, this is a run-to soft food. So yogurt is pretty important. But what are some of the few facts that we have about yogurt? So yogurt, first of all, in India, in ancient India, those days, they used to actually say when you combine yogurt with honey, that is food for the gods. That's what they used to call it. So you can see how important yogurt was and still is today, in that it's a magic food. It actually helps us. So let's look at the nutrients that it has. Yogurt has phosphorus in it. Yogurt has selenium as a mineral. Yogurt has protein also. And definitely it has fat content. So if you're looking to make sure your muscles are doing great, if you're looking to make sure that you are able to digest food very well, if you're looking to make sure you have great hair, great skin, then yogurt is really, really important. You can actually use yogurt as part of a face mask because of the nutrients that it has. It also has B vitamins, some B vitamins like vitamin B12, so it helps us to utilize carbohydrates very well to get as much energy as we can from them, and also various other biological processes in our body systems. So one other thing that we could also say about yogurt is most people think that yogurt is, yogurt is made by fermenting milk using bacteria, right? I'm sure all of us have heard that before, but it's not only cow's milk that can make yogurt. We have so many other different types of yogurt from different animals. For example, camels can also give us milk, which gives us yogurt. We have goats, of course, that can give us milk, that gives us yogurt. We have ewes also that, so there are so many other animals that give us milk that we can actually make yogurt from. But it doesn't just stop there. We actually can make yogurt out of plants as well. So plant-based yogurts are also available for vegans and vegetarians. Plants like almonds that give us almond milk, like soya that gives us soy milk. So yeah, yogurt is very diverse in that sense. You have very many varieties that you can actually use from yogurt. I hope that now we know why we need yogurt and how important it is for us. It's something that is also filling, so if you're looking for something that would fill you and a healthy snack, you could run to yogurt also. Now, let's get into our discussion room and see what people were asking throughout the week and what lessons we can learn from their questions. So our first question is coming in from Atukunda Heather. Atukunda Heather was asking if there are foods for a diabetic person and also foods for a bone cancer patient. So we should know, we discussed the foods that you can actually use, but we should know that for every time we are trying to manage disease, there are particular, what we would want to call, indications and contraindications. So we're looking at foods in this sense of the food world. We're looking at foods that may actually worsen disease. So if, say, you have if she's talking like diabetes right now, say you have diabetes, there are foods that we shouldn't be eating if we are trying to manage diabetes, but there are also foods that we should definitely be eating if we are trying to manage diabetes. One of which is fiber-rich foods like vegetables that actually help us to keep our blood sugar in control or help us to regulate our blood sugar much better. Then in the case of contraindicated foods, would be looking at things like high-fat foods, maybe cake, maybe say lots of meat that has a lot of fat on it, because you're trying to make sure that you don't have a high-fat content in your diet that will make you unable to actually process sugar or affect how your insulin actually works to regulate sugar. So for every disease, we need to know that there is the good side of foods and the bad side of foods that we should be avoiding, but the good side of foods that we should be encouraging for that particular disease management. Let's head on to our second question today, coming in from Aloy. Aloy was asking, besides medicine, what's the remedy for bacterial infections, urinary bladder infections, you know, the infections that we seem to be suffering a lot with nowadays. So we discussed the foods available, look for anti-inflammatory foods, antibacterial foods, you know, that would help you, like the gingers and turmerics of this world. Go down to our Facebook page if you want to know more about the foods. Facebook page is, name is amanda.kiconco-nutritionist. But what is the lesson? So the lesson here is, if you're trying to avoid you having recurrent infections, bacterial infections, we should actually be making it a lifestyle that we use alternative medicine, because alternative medicine comes in way before medicine. The medicine that's prescribed by the doctors are given to you. Alternative medicine is what helps you, the first line of defense or action to prevent you from actually getting the infections in the first case. So if you're the type that actually eats a lot of the antibacterial foods we discussed, a lot of the anti-inflammatory foods we discussed, then you're going to be avoiding infections much more than a person that doesn't. So we need to focus on eating more of those foods and make it continuous. It shouldn't be only when we feel there's an infection coming up, maybe, you know, we are feeling the symptoms and seeing the signs, then we run to you know, antibacterial foods. It should be even before that. It should be continuous lifestyle, so you protect yourself from actually getting to have the infections. Okay, so Aloy, that was it. Let's head on to our third question. That question is coming in from Asimwe Barbara, and she asks, what are the benefits of herbal teas aside having black tea and milk tea? You know, it seems to me, or at least what she was able to put across, is most people think when you talk about tea, everyone thinks about black tea and milk tea only. They have actually forgotten, or they actually do not know, that there are herbal teas which are way important when it comes to promoting health. And this is a lesson we should learn, that from these herbal teas, the main function of the herbal teas is helping us fight something that we call hidden hunger. Now, hidden hunger is you know, having deficiencies of micronutrients. Micronutrients are those you know, food chemicals that we need in small quantities, but if without them, your body can actually not function very well. So for fats, for carbohydrates, we eat them in fairly bigger quantities, but for these particular micronutrients, say vitamins and minerals, you just need little bits here and there. That's why we encourage you to eat nuts and seeds, you know, lots of fruits and lots of vegetables. So this is also where herbal teas come in. They give us those micronutrients, so you don't have to suffer from a deficiency of those nutrients that you need in small quantities, but are very important for the proper functioning of your body system. Okay, so let's head on to our second last question of the discussion room, coming in from Shirley May. Shirley May was asking, how can fruits help her if she has headaches or dizziness from time to time? And yes, it's very healthy that we are eating fruits, vegetables, and generally having a balanced diet. But we also need to know that we cannot be eating only one food to prevent, say, a sign or a symptom. For her, in this case, she's suffering with headaches and dizziness, you know, recurrent, at least, that's what she says. But there are very many causes of that. Say you might have anemia that you don't even know about. Say you might have an underlying disease you may not even know about. Say maybe you're suffering from, you know, chronic fatigue that's bringing up all those signs and symptoms that you feel. But we need to know that nutrients, like Hash is talking about vegetables in this case, but we need to know that nutrients are actually interdependable. So what you might get from fruits, which is the vitamins, need other nutrients actually to be able to do their job. So the nutrients help each other. That's why we always encourage that you have a balanced diet. So in this case, if we're looking at fruits, yes, fruits can help you because of some of them having high vitamin B12 content, some of them having high iron content, but all these nutrients, say iron, needs another nutrient, which is vitamin C, to be able to be absorbed very well in the body system. So we need to know that nutrients help each other, and so don't leave out a particular nutrient. Just focus more on eating a wide array of foods so that you have a balanced meal altogether you'll have a balanced diet, and then you'll be catering to any deficiencies of nutrients that you might be having that's actually causing this headache or dizziness, if that is the case, that you have food deficiency. So Shirley May, concentrate on eating a lot more variety. Okay, so we go to our last question. Our last question is coming in from an anonymous person, and they say lately when they eat food, the body responds with allergy, like spikes on the skin. So there's that piercing effect, and he's wondering, could food be the cause of this, problem? Because he says when he eats hot food, that's what he feels. Well, when it comes to food also, we need to know that the environment in which we are eating should be a comfortable space. So if you're the type that works so much, works so hard, you don't take time out to actually sit down and focus on food and be comfortable while you're eating food, you might be affecting how your body actually utilizes this food. So you need to make sure that how you associate your eating environment with you is actually free of stress, is actually not an anxious place. It's not a place that you actually feel stressed about when you go there. So eating food should be a happy time, eating food should be a comfortable time, and that's what you need to focus yourself on. So if it's maybe the environment, the way maybe there's not enough light, work on that. If it's maybe the place doesn't smell too good, work on that. If it's maybe there's not enough space, you're eating but you're squashed up, then work on that. If it's the time, you need to fix time to eat your food, because if you do not fix time to eat your food, later on you'll be struggling with the effects of not feeding your body right to actually do the work you want to do. So you might need to also check, the environment in which you're eating and the emotions you attach to the eating times, or when you're eating your meals. How are you? For you, are you the type that just hates eating, that when it comes to eating time, you go there with a frown? You go there and you're just being forced all the time. That may affect also how your body actually reacts with food. So work on that, my dear. Let's head on to our second last segment, which is the take of the week. The take of the week is coming in from Joseph Labongo. Congratulations, Joseph. And he was saying, okay, there was a meme that was posted on the Facebook page, and we're showing a very healthy sandwich which had lots of herbs on it, and everyone else was laughing at it and saying, we are not goats, why are we eating grass or green plants? But yeah, this is what Joseph Labongo had to say. He says that sandwich has a lot of herbs, has lots of herbs for breakfast. It's very healthy on the go because it's an easy to make food. I mean, you just throw your herbs on your sandwich and you're good to go. But it's also less appealing. So that's something we also need to put into consideration. As much as sometimes healthy food may not look, exciting to the eye, or even not taste exciting to the taste buds, we need to be thinking a little step ahead to say, how do we make it more presentable? So is there maybe a way you can cut your sandwich slices instead of the conventional squares or rectangular shapes? Can you maybe make stars out of them? Can we add spices or herbs maybe that have better spice so that they taste better? So we need to go the extra mile. If we want to enjoy the food, you need to work on the food as well. But if you're just going to throw things all there and expect to enjoy it, then you're kidding yourself. Okay, so thank you, Joseph, for that. Thank you, Joseph, for that take of the week. Let's head on now to our wellness quote that ends our show today. The wellness quote says, eat clean, train mean, and get lean. So eat clean foods. Clean foods basically means you're going green, so it basically means you're going natural. You're eating natural animals, you're eating natural plants, you're going organic. So try as much as you can to stay away from, the artificial foods that have been put in front of our tables to say that is food, and yet there's actually that which we can get from the ground and benefit as much as we can from. So eat clean, then train mean. When you go into the training room, don't be soft on yourself. Go hard and make sure you put in all the effort so you can get the results. If it's packs that you want, then be consistent, work hard on it. If it's the muscle that you're looking out for, if it's the weight you're trying to cut, then go hard on it. And then also that will eventually get you lean. So this is especially for those that have health goals that they're trying to achieve. All we have to say is eat clean, train mean, and look lean. Okay, so that was the end of the show. but you can connect with me, you can connect with my fabulous team on our various social media platforms. So firstly, we are on YouTube. Our YouTube channel name is amanda.kiconco-nutritionist. And then you can head on to our Facebook page, community. The name is also amanda.kiconco-nutritionist. On WhatsApp, you can send in your feedback. I'd really love to know how this show makes you feel. Does it inspire? Is there something else you think we can do? Is there content you'd like us to add? You know, the WhatsApp number is 0782-152610. 0782-152610. Those that are looking for professional nutrition services from me, my business email is amanda.kiconco@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram. Our handle is Food Witness. Where else can you find us? Yes, you can also find us showing on Magic One TV every single Sunday, and then also every single Monday you can catch the repeat at 10:45 a.m. I want to send a special shout out to the crew that's behind all this fabulous show. They're doing so much to make sure this comes to your screens at home. So thank you so much. You know yourselves. Until next week when we do another fabulous show and, you know, break the silence on food, on barriers on food. Let's stay healthy, eat clean, and have a lovely week. Bye.